Okay, for number two, very similar question. I mean, bottom line, I'm looking at x squared tan x. And by the way, I know it's continuous on the interval between 0 and pi over 8. So what do I get over here? Let's write this down. I'm going to say f of x equals x squared times the tangent of x. It's continuous on the interval between 0 and pi over 8. How do I know that? Well, x squared is continuous everywhere, but the tangent is continuous, no breaks in it between minus pi over 2 and pi over 2. You know what, I just saw I copied the wrong number down. Let me just erase that. It's pi over 8, all right, which is below pi over 2. Okay, so next thing I would do is I wonder what f of 0 is. I'll put this over here. F of 0 is easy enough at just 0. Now I realize it's not the easy to do, but you're allowed to use calculators, and certainly when you're doing homework. Now if it's an exam question, we'd probably write a question that was a little bit easier to do. Like for example, number 1 numerically was much easier to do. What do you get over here? And again, I could use half angle identities. I'm not going to bother with it, but it's pi squared, pi over 2 squared. I'm sorry, I keep saying pi over 2. That's in my brain. It's not pi over 2. It's pi over 8. You square it, what do you get? You get pi squared over 64. I can do that. Get a rough idea what it is. And then the tan of pi over 8. Now, all I'm going to say over here, I think you probably should use a calculator for this one over here. And if you did this on a calculator, it's going to be approximately 0.0639. All right? So I want to give you an idea what we're looking for. I got a graph. And that graph, I do know the endpoints in that, which 0, 0 is one of them. That's right over here, easy to compute. And the other one, pi over 8, I'll put this over here. And then the value is going to be, roughly speaking, the value is, this is rough. So I'll put pi over 8, comma, 0.0. Let's just put down 0.06. Let's go beyond that, all right? So what do I know about, I noticed some connection between these guys over here. And it's continuous, there's no breaks in it. So what are they asking for me? They're asking if the value is on that. We'll look at it, and if you look at that, it's 0.032. That's certainly somewhere in there. So what I'm going to say over here, that that number, 0.032, is on that interval between, when I say interval, the y interval, and that's going to be 0.0639. Now granted, if I want to be more telling in that problem over here, what I mean, I wouldn't put an approximate down. I would just write this down. I'd write down f of pi over 8, all right? And that number's certainly on that. Now, what are we saying? There's at least one solution to the problem. And what I mean, there's going to be some x between 0 and pi over 8 that satisfies that, all right? Thank you.